Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Put a Ring on It, Season 4, Episode 3. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Because, baby, they was acting up this episode. Honey, I don't know if y'all watched, but if you didn't, I will fill you in. So let's get into it. When the episode first opens up, we are still waiting for Dunbar to tell Dr. Stacy. And correction, last review, I was calling her Dr. Sheila. Y'all got to understand, honey, I'm just not learning her. She is not Dr. Ponytail. She is not Dr. Nicole. So I'm just learning this lady. Plus, I did the review real late at night. So my apologies because y'all know I hardly ever get people's names wrong. I don't like to mispronounce their names. I don't like to disrespect their God-given government name. So Dr. Stacy J it is. So we are waiting for Dunbar. Dunbar, to tell Dr. Stacy exactly what it is that he's been keeping. So he tells her that he suffers from anger and depression and anxiety. And, he prays about it because he doesn't want to hurt anyone. And he's afraid that Chance will leave him if she found out. Now, when he was telling Dr. Stacy this, y'all, that was some real emotion. The tears in this man's eyes, he is legit afraid of losing it and losing her. Like, he really is. And I feel like he needed to release that. So he's sitting in front of Dr. Stacy. He brings up in the confessional how when he was younger, his dad would come home, or his stepdad would come home and beat up his mom because he was tired. And so he didn't learn how to love. He learned how to fight. And I'm sure as a kid, seeing that and not being able to help your mom made him anxious and angry. Because sometimes anxiety can come out as anger. Like, you're so wound up that you're irritable and you're angry. So I'm sure as a young child being helpless, that made him angry. So Dr. Stacy tells him that, mental illness is serious and he needs to accept it. And he's also tormenting himself because the people that love him, they're going to stay around and they will work through whatever it is that you got going on with you together. So he told her that he would take the anger from the football field out on the woman in his life. He would bring it home with him. And immediately I thought about CTE. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen that movie with Will Smith in it. I forgot what the name of it was. It might have been called CTE, honey. I don't remember. But immediately that's what I thought of. His past trauma plus all the head injuries that you get in the NFL, it immediately made me think about that. So anywho, I know that they're unable to diagnose that until after, you're not here anymore. But it just made me think that that could potentially have something to do with it, in addition to his childhood trauma and him going through what he's going through and talking to Dr. Stacy about it. And also I was thinking, so was he abusive to his ex? I mean, he named, verbal and emotional abuse. But I just ain't quite buying it. That's all there was. Okay? Allegedly. I'm just not buying it. He said that the ex-girlfriend left him and he doesn't want the same thing to happen with Chance. And he doesn't trust that if he tells Chance that she's going to understand. Well, if she don't understand when you tell her, then you don't need her no way. You just going to answer your own question. Go on, tell her exactly what it is that you're suffering through so you can see if she's the one. Because why would you want to marry somebody and then keep all of that pent up? I'm telling you right now, it's going to come out in the wrong way and you're going to end up on the news. And I felt like that was a beautiful moment for him to admit that to Dr. Stacy. But I feel like in that moment, because I know we on a TV show and whatnot, she should have advised him to seek individual counseling and leave the process. She should have politely told him, listen, I don't think this process is for you. Mentally, I don't think that you're going to be able to handle that. Because if she does decide that she's interested in one of these suitors, then what is that going to do for your mental health? What is that going to do for you? So if you're having these thoughts, leaving is the best thing to do. Like, I feel like he needs to be speaking to someone and not Dr. Stacy. She is a relationship coach. She is not a therapist. So I feel like he needs to leave and talk to somebody. So she's just telling him, that awareness and acceptance is power. And he needs to, just let go of the control that he has because he tries to control every little thing. He says some things you want to keep private until you feel like your person is ready to receive it. And again, if she's not ready to receive it, then she is not your person. You need to refer him to the nearest counselor. Y'all down in Atlanta, honey, call up Dr. Sherry and see if she's busy. Moving forward. In the next scene, all of the couples meet up with Dr. Stacy, and they're waiting for Chance and Dunbar. So they're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and they don't show up. Okay, they doing whatever they want to do at this point. Just whatever they want to do. On in your shows, honey. Get a hold of your people. They doing whatever they want to do over on Ready to Love, which we're going to talk about a little later. And they doing whatever they want to do over here on Put a Ring on It. Say what now? So they start with Ricky and his date. Because, she goes around and asks how the dates went. And, it was the guy's turn to go on dates. So Ricky was like, yeah, my date was good. She was very attractive. So Catherine starts talking about the dress or lack thereof that Sheila was wearing. That's where I got Sheila from. Not me using Sheila name over here for Dr. Stacy. Y'all know I'm a mess. Oh, honey. I be sleepy, child. So he told Dr. Stacy that Sheila was chill. She was relaxed. She was cool. Just a round-away chick. And they talked about the issue that he was having with Catherine and the co-parenting situation and him laying head to foot with that ex-wife. Sir, you don't need to sleep over there. Okay? And I'm not going to say it no more. Especially if you don't have to. Now, the reason, and I thought about this, y'all, because remember last review, I said, does this man even have a car? Because every time a woman comes to pick them up, he is getting in the passenger seat. Okay, and a little bit later, I noticed him getting in the passenger seat yet again. So maybe he had to spend the night because he ain't got no way home. The child's mother probably came, picked him up, took him to said house, and he stayed there because she got in a little bit too late. And he just decided to let him take her home, for her to take him home the next day. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I feel like Ricky ain't got no job, and Ricky ain't got no car, and Ricky ain't got no house, because that's his mom and them house. Ricky! This remind me of Ricky too. You remember Ricky and Boys in the Hood was staying at the house with his child's mother. Okay, the mama, Doughboy, all of them was staying under one roof. If this ain't Ricky, I'll give you $1. So anywho, they was talking about the co-parenting situation and whatnot. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So the doctor asks, what did his date say when they were talking about the co-parenting situation? And he was like, yeah, she was cool with it. So Catherine over there grinning, and she was like, yeah, I'm laughing because I said the same thing until I got him. Okay. And she's telling us in the confessional that Ricky and his ex will talk on the phone about things unrelated to co-parenting. See, I don't have time for those things. I really don't. They were basically still a family, going places together, going out to eat. He's spending the night. Like, why did y'all even get divorced? That's what I want to know. But she was like, I don't think any woman would be okay with that. I know I wouldn't. Sure, please. So Dr. Stacy asked if Sheila would get another date, and he said no. So Dr. Stacy looks at him and she goes, why? You don't want to go because she doesn't want you to go? That doesn't work in this process. You're not going to be able to work in this process if you're only saying no because she's going to be upset. And my thing is this, why sign up for this and then turn around and be afraid of going on the dates? Your partner knows that you have to go on these dates. Now, I think it's a thing of a repeat date with the same person. It makes it feel more real, like, oh, you like them. Okay, 3 strikes you out. Okay, you done went on 2. You got one more time. Don't play with it. So I think that's what it is. But y'all need to get over it. You signed up for this show. So she was like, I'm going to ask you one more time. Would you like a second date with Sheila? So after that, he ended up saying yes to another date. Honey, I knew you wanted to go on a second date anyway. In the confessional with that little bottom lip talking about, I wanted to say yes anyway, but I didn't want to upset Catherine. Boy, goodbye. Moving forward. I still can't take him seriously until he get a haircut, y'all. Then we move on to Joya and Jasha. She was saying that he was getting all the way ready for his day, baby. Fresh cut, new clothes, new pair of J's, washing the car. She was like, damn. Now, she ain't added in a fresh pair of J's, honey, and washing the car. But y'all know I like to zhuzh it up. Shout out to Joya and Jasha. So she said, it was hard seeing this beautiful young woman come in and taking her man out. And she was just like, okay. So he tells Dr. Stacy that the date was romantic. They connected on several things, and they brought up Joya wanting kids, but he's not ready. So Dr. Stacy was basically asking him, well, is your date ready for children? And he was like, no, I think she's focusing on herself. She's focusing on her career. So she asked him if he would like another date. And he said, no, the energy wasn't there. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. I call Cap all the way with a capital C. You is a lie and the truth ain't in it. Y'all had everything in common. You were grinning from ear to ear. She was speaking to Espanol. Y'all were going to meditation houses and everything. And it's a lie. You are doing the exact same thing that Ricky was doing. I say, what? I hate how the women always say no to the dates because of the men. But the men don't mind going on second dates. Okay, because Ricky did not hesitate once she asked again to say yes. And I also feel like last week or the week before that, was it last week? What episode we on? 4, 3? Y'all don't know. Whenever Catherine was asked to go out on another day with Mark, she should have gone and put on her right clothes. Honey, dress yourself up, zhuzh yourself up, slick down your baby hairs and step out. Girl, why would you say no? So then Dr. Stacy tells them that this week there's going to be a curveball. You know, I don't love they curveballs, child. You know what they like to do. They're going to be going on dates with their exes. How on earth does that help? Because I'm telling you right now, that's crazy as hell. There is no way I would agree to go anywhere with an ex, even if we are friends. That has nothing to do with my current situation. I don't need to go back and figure out what I did wrong. We broke up. Okay. There's nothing. Okay. I don't want that. I don't want that ex getting no ideas. And it's just, I don't know. I just feel like, why reopen up a can of worms? Now, other people may disagree, like, no, well, you really need to go back and reflect. No, thank you. I'm sorry, y'all can call me what you want, but I'm not reflecting with that ex. It ain't happening. So she explains to them that they need to see if they still have triggers from their exes. She tells Joya and Jasha that their exes decided against it, which was smart, and she didn't want to jeopardize their co-parenting situation, so they're going to have a one-on-one with her. And that's respectable because, first of all, Joya said her ex lives in New York and they are in Atlanta. And we gonna get to Jasha and his ex, which was quite surprising. Moving forward. Poor Catherine, honey. She just keep on getting the short end of the stick. She got to go out with that ex and they get to go. I just feel so bad for her, honey. So it's time for the ex's date. So Ricky's ex-wife, Chelsea, shows up. She said they're the best of friends. They talk all the time. You know, just be getting into it as they get into it. And she is very pretty. Not at all what I expected. I'm like, how is Ricky pulling these women? I just don't. Is he charismatic? I ain't seen it. Is he funny? I ain't cackled yet. What does he got? It ain't no car. No, I'm just kidding. He ain't got no ride, honey. He like Tommy Strong. You ain't got no job, man. So anywho, she is very pretty. Chelsea comes on in, honey, and Catherine is like, yeah, I'm just so happy because, I mean, we really needed this. We need to put things in perspective because, I mean, I'm going to be around. So then as they're sitting down, she tells Chelsea, you know, not everyone's ex will be up for this, and I just really appreciate you for coming. Catherine, you a damn fool. Respectfully. Okay, Catherine, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Pack up your self-esteem and find yourself a real man. Okay, because this right here looks crazy. The optics don't look right. Something ain't right. So she, as they're walking out, she's like, make sure you treat her with more respect than you treat me. Why do you have to repeat that every time he leaves the house? That lets me know that something is not right in your relationship. Do you hear yourself when you say that out loud? So as they're walking out, he gonna apologize to the ex-wife and go, yeah, sorry about that. Why are you apologizing to her? For what? He want that lady back. He does not respect Catherine, and he want that lady back, allegedly, honey. He ain't fooling me. So then in the next scene, we see Dr. Stacy. She driving, she riding around, and she getting it. And so she calls Dunbar and Chance. You have reached the Sprint PCS voicemail box of 111. Honey, they ain't answering the phone. So she leaves a voicemail telling them that, you know, she worried about them and she wanted to keep working with them. But where are they? Okay. So I feel like Chance and Dunbar don't need to be on this show anyway. He needs to go be tested for something because he needs to get his mental health issues in check. Okay, that's nothing to play with for the sake of a show. They really need to get that under control. But the fact that they are ghosting not only the doctor but the show, that told me all I needed to know. All I needed to know. So the producers have them sitting doing an interview. And so they said, well, why did you miss the couple's therapy session? They said they needed to regroup and soul search. Well, why didn't you just tell her that? Why didn't you communicate to her that we don't think that this process is for us? Just be a man about it. And a woman. Just tell her. Shout out to Tony Braxton. Just tell the woman. Answer the phone. Hey, where y'all been? We ain't coming. Because I don't want to. I don't like this. I signed up for it. I thought it was going to be something different. I don't feel good in this space. Yes, I know it's hard and I should press through because we're going to come out on the other side better, but I'm a little bit nervous, so I don't want to do it. Just tell her. In the next scene, Ricky and his ex-wife go out for their date. They get to the restaurant, and so she's asking if she knows their history. I was pretty curious on why would you ask that question? What's your history? Because as far as I know, you his ex-wife, and that's where it stops for me. What's the history? So he said that she does know the history because she's been around for a long time. He's like, not as long as you, though. So in her confessional, she's like, yeah, I just feel like Catherine is threatened, because of our relationship and how cool we are. Because, I don't feel like she understands us. I don't understand y'all either. Does that make me insecure? I don't think it makes her insecure at all. She wants her man, who she's sharing a whole house with all his family with. She wants him to respect her, and she wants him to create healthy boundaries. Y'all shouldn't be up on the phone kicking about what movie you saw last week. That ain't got nothing to do with little Jimmy. Did little Jimmy get an F on his report card or an A? That's all I need to be talking about. Because everything else, honey, I just don't get it. So he's telling her, Catherine just feels like it was too much when he was spending the night. And she's like, well, we weren't doing anything. We weren't crossing any boundaries. She was like, I don't want her insecurities to get in between his relationship with his son. Has it gotten in between the relationship with his son, as of right now? No. Oh, okay. So I think she wants him to have a relationship with his son. It's you that we got to watch. So I'm sorry, baby. Y'all can call me insecure all you want to, but I don't think that it's right that he spends the night at that lady's house. You need to be at your home when it's time to go to sleep. And she was like, well, we stopped spending the night. So, what more does she want? So he said Catherine has been through a lot with men and their kids. So Chelsea suggests that they all go out. Now, Chelsea, I like you. I really do. Okay. I just want you to understand that all of y'all going out, that's one thing. But you're not incorporating her. She is on the outside looking into a ready-made family, it appears. It seems like the two of you didn't even really want to get a divorce. And him sleeping over your house is not the move. Now, I have heard you call this woman insecure more than once. Okay, more than once. I think Ricky would go back to her if she allowed it. If she said jump, he would say how high. Because the chemistry between the two of them is much more than I've seen between him and Catherine. Catherine, you are a sweet lady. Girl, if you don't reclaim your time, moving forward. Oh, side note, Ricky will be sleeping by himself on that twin bed tonight. In the next scene, Joya and Jaysha are at home. Dr. Stacy stops by. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Dr. Stacy works those looks. She gonna put it on. Okay, slow motion and everything. I said, oh, now she's snazzy. You look good, girl. So she comes in, sits down. She's asking them how the co-parenting is working. So Joya said that she has primary custody. Her ex lives in New York, and her son spends the summers with his dad. And, when the school year starts, he's back there. So then we find out that he also has a daughter, and he is also married. He was also married for 5 years. Sir. So you mean to tell me that you sitting up here acting like you got cold feet, like you have not already done this before? You are making her feel like she's not worth that, but your ex was. You got to step outside of yourself and think about how that's making her feel. Oh, okay, she was worthy of a ring and of a family, but not me. So he said he was married for 5 years and his daughter lives with her mom, but he can see her anytime he wants. It's just an open door, as it should be. So she asked Joya why it's important to have another child. And she was basically just saying she didn't want her son to grow up alone. She wants another kid, but she wanted to make sure that she was married first. So then she excuses Joya so she can talk one-on-one with Jaysha. Dr. Stacy asked, why did he and his ex-wife divorce? He said there were some trust issues. So you cheated on her, she cheated on you. Those trust issues don't just come out of nowhere. So he said, he wanted to be better after the whole situation. So he worked on himself and he manifested Joya. Okay, so why would you fumble your blessing? If you were sitting there humming in the morning and reading your meditation and whatnot and reading your Bible and praying, why don't you get in front of the enemy? If you don't marry this woman, child. So she asked how it felt having another man step in after their divorce and basically care for his daughter. And he said, it was hard. It's hard feeling like you're missing out on certain memories and milestones. But she lost me with this part. Okay, so then she goes, are you fearful of another person taking care of your potential child with Joya? If y'all don't work out. I mean, even though you can see him, you can go over and play dad and then you can go. I'm like, play dad? He's not playing dad. He's an active father. He's involved in the child's life. That's their father. Like, I didn't care for her choice of words. I guess play dad kind of threw me off. I was like, play dad? I say, what? Anywho, now what he is doing is playing in Joya's face. That's what he playing. Okay, because you had me thinking that this was new to you. You're not new to this. You're true to this. You have been down this road. I understand fear. Trust me, I understand fear. And feeling like your feet are firmly planted in cement. I understand that. But you love her. So take the leap of faith. Y'all not getting any younger. You are 40 years old. He said he fears that she's going to leave him, but he doesn't want to do something out of fear as well. He doesn't want to just give her a baby and a marriage because he's fearful. And I can respect that. I just feel like he playing a game, child. She ain't got time to be playing with him. In the next scene, it's time for Catherine's date with her ex. And she says she feels like she has all the closure she needs, so she don't understand who she even finna meet with. So she's meeting with her ex-fiance, Corey. He's 48, okay? They met at work. They met when she was 20 and he was 36. I'm say, what now? Say, what now? What were you doing with a 20-year-old? They don't even really just know nothing yet. You was damn near 40 and went and got this 20-year-old? Okay. She said Corey is married. They don't have anything going on whatsoever. And from their conversation, he actually lives in Houston. And she said, they met when she was 20. He was 36. And when they got engaged during marriage counseling, they decided that it wasn't going to work. Corey went and got a young Catherine, huh? I'm happy that he had so many positive things to say about her, though. He really did speak very highly of her. So I respected him for that. So they get to their date. So she's asking about his wife and kids. How your mom and them? And they talking. Ladies, I have a question for y'all. Comment down below. Would you let your husband go to an entirely different state to have dinner with a woman that he used to be engaged to? I would say, not I said the cat. I wouldn't do it. But y'all let me know what y'all would do down below. So anywho, let's continue. So he asked her what the problems were they were having. She talks about it being the same issues that she had with him and his children's mother. He feels like, she tries to always get her point across. She was a real hothead when they were in a relationship back in the day. So she tells Corey about Ricky spending the night at his ex-wife's house. And so Corey was like, yeah, I'd be upset too if my wife went to sleep at another man's house. Anybody would. And anybody that's acting like this is normal, I don't know what to tell you, baby, because that's not normal. How does that even work? You just get to play slumber party whenever you feel like it. Why can't your son come to your home? Catherine, you may need to just stick with men with no kids because clearly you are having these same issues over and over again. And she did recognize that they told her to go out on a date with Corey so they could talk about the whole co-parenting thing because she feels like it really stemmed from him. So she asked what he felt their issues were. And he said they just fussed a lot. And she felt like it was his ex and how she brought a lot of drama into their lives. She said the insecurity started with his child's mother and it carried on over into her relationship with Ricky. In her 20s, she didn't understand what was going on, but she understands better in her 30s. Girl, you still ain't understanding in the 30s because you wouldn't put up with any old thing just to have a piece of a man. Now, I feel like your relationship with Chelsea was nice when you opened the door, you hugged her and everything, but deep down, I feel like you're just suppressing your feelings to make Ricky happy. In the next scene, Chance and Dunbar meet up with Dr. Stacy. Now, mind you, they been MIA, right? So they sit down. She's like, what's up? He said, well, we sat down and, we just realized that dating other people is not for us. I'm not depressed no more. Oh, okay. So you've been delivered. How are you not depressed anymore? Dr. Stacy said, oh, okay. So it just went away. He said, yeah. And I mean, you can understand this when you go to God and he makes you the man that you should be. He's going to bring that man out. I don't know what he was talking about. I was like, what? Sir, why the hell are you playing with mental health? This scene right here really made me upset because I just don't like for people to take those things so lightly. Yeah, I'm not depressed no more. I'm good. There are people that are actually suffering with that. And you just crying in one scene, then the next day you're acting like everything is okay. Slapping a Band-Aid on it. That's not going to help. So Dr. Stacy said, well, I mean, we had a breakthrough and it was beautiful. The process is hard, but it's really rewarding. And it's about being honest with where you are and who you are. So she said, you told me you don't even trust her. So Chance looks at him and goes, did you say that or is she putting words in your mouth? He said, I definitely didn't say that. Chance, ma'am, if you had it all figured out, then you wouldn't have signed up for this show. Your attitude is very nice, nasty, and I don't like it. Okay? She probably in charge of him, honey. All that huffing and puffing he be doing, acting like he in charge. She's in charge of him. He is so afraid to lose her and so afraid of her leaving him that it's scary. Okay? I don't want nobody to love me to death. If you know, you know. And something is really off about these two. It just really is off. He's like, yeah, I've been struggling with mental health issues. That's from my past. But what I didn't trust is telling someone and then they leave me. So Dr. Stacy is telling her that the trust thing may be about his past. It's not her. She wants her to understand that. So then she starts talking to Chance. And baby, this is where it gets real. So she's like, yeah, I mean, me and you, we were doing good. We were having some breakthroughs, but it breaks my heart that you are betraying you. Well, baby, what she say that for? Baby, Chance started getting all up and sitting all back and getting all buck. So yeah, let's talk about it. Come on, let's talk about it. Why you getting all defensive, Miss Rough Rider? Why are you getting all mad? She's like, well, how am I betraying myself? Because I choose to work with this man, my king, the one that I love. How am I betraying myself? Well, if you be quiet for a second, she can explain it. So Dr. Stacy is trying to talk. Chance is cutting her off. Dr. Stacy is trying to explain. Chance is cutting her off. So she's telling Dunbar that she really wants him to stand in his truth because Chance is a lost cause, honey. She won't even let the lady speak. I would not be trying to convince them to stay. It's a waste of time, a waste of airtime, a waste of space. And they done really pissed me off, especially Dunbar playing with this mental health. I don't want to hear nothing else from them. She's like, yeah, I mean, we made a lot of progress. And so we're just going to do it our way. So Dr. Stacy said, you can run from your problems, but they will follow you. And then she looks at them and she says, you know what? I am very disappointed that you guys don't want to continue, but I wish you nothing but the best. Love and light. Here go Chance. Yeah, love and light. Thank you, Dr. Stacy. Thank you so much. These two deserve each other. I'm disgusted. Dunbar, I am disgusted with you. But in the same breath, I'm also happy I never have to see you again on my screen because watching you was very unpleasant. It really was. The two of you came on here acting and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. And so now you're ready to leave. You came out and said something that could have really helped someone. Some little black boy or some black man looked at you with those real tears in your eyes and said, dang, man, if an ex-NFL player can break down like that, maybe I can do it too. Maybe I can finally admit that something is wrong and I can go see somebody. But instead, you're pretending like it just disappeared. Like, I appreciate them not wasting our time or theirs, but they went about this all wrong. These two are the scariest couple that I have ever seen on a TV screen ever. Okay. And I know Dr. Stacy was cussing them the hell out in her mind. You could tell the way she was looking at them. Like, get your ass. She was pissed. And that was the end of the episode. It's really sad though, because he really does need help. I know he's afraid because going through counseling and having them diagnose you with something, it could scare Chance off. But again, if she is afraid because you have to get help for your mental issues, then she is not the one. Because I'm telling you, those things are sometimes genetic. So you're going to pass those things down to your child, and then you're going to teach your child to pray it away. Yes, praying is good. Don't get me wrong. Get down on your knees and pray. But at the same time, faith without works is dead, and you got to work as well. So pray and then see somebody. So y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. This episode was crazy. I'm about to head on over to Ready to Love. That might be out tomorrow. It may not be out tonight as usual because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I pressed through just for y'all because, we hang out on Friday nights and whatnot. Anywho, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.